Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Jim Carrey Project. This is the project where we are watching all of Jim Carrey's movies in chronological order. I am your host, Brian Kondrach, and with me, as always, is
Carrie Grant.
And today we just finished watching Mr. Popper's Penguins. Pingus. So let's get right down into it. What'd you think?
It was adorable. Penguins and Jim Carrey. What can go wrong?
Yeah, what can go wrong? It's so funny. I was thinking at one point that we've seen all of these movies of Jim Carrey going this descent into madness, and this was like the lowest key, like descent into madness. Like nobody really calls him out for going crazy and like, what are you doing to the house? You're filling it with snow. You have 7 penguins.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, okay.
It's like totally acceptable. Yeah, it's pretty much acceptable. Yeah.
Like, is there some sort of like history in this where it's like that's just 100% okay? I don't know. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, you're right. I mean, he did it. He did. You know, he at one point like he got fired because his bosses were like, yeah, you've lost it. But I mean, for the most part, he wasn't really over the top very much in this movie.
No, he plays a really kind of just normal person,
pretty normal.
Except just gets excited about penguins and finds love with penguins. Or he doesn't find love with penguins. Well, he does find love with penguins, but he doesn't make love to penguins.
I don't think anyone.
Anyone assumed that one. I would hope not. If you did, you're sick. But yeah. So this is directed by Mark Waters, screenplay by Sean Anders, John Morris, Jared Stern, based on Mr. Popper Penguins. So I guess it was a book before this. Starring Jim Carrey, Carla Gugino, Angela Lansbury, Philip Baker Hall, Clark Gregg, I didn't know he was in this, and David Krumholtz. 94 minutes. Felt like a lot longer than 94 minutes.
It felt long to me too. I don't know why.
It definitely seemed like it was very slow in some parts. But I was just thinking a second ago, like, I'm going back to the whole things of this man going down this descent into madness or whatever. Why didn't anyone stop him? Why the heck didn't anyone ask, like, what is happening?
Well, his kids loved it. Yeah. His ex-wife just thought it was good for him because he was getting nicer, I guess, having animals to love, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the kind of the concierge person at the hotel was okay with it. He was getting paid. The neighbor just hated him anyway. And
wanted him out.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's probably all who knew early on. I don't know.
There are no this movie does not feel like it has any real stakes. You know, it doesn't.
It's true.
It does not feel like his relationship. He might be divorced. He might have he might not live with his wife, and like they have this. Of course, they've been through something. He worked too hard, or he worked too much, and they got divorced. But like they still had a really fairly functional relationship.
Totally. It's totally like the same situation as in Liar Liar, when he was divorced, but like they kind of got along and they kind of flirted. Yeah. It's kind of the same thing.
But I get to hang out with my kid all the time. I mean, there was never any chance of him actually losing his kids, though.
No.
Not like
there was no stakes.
Max in Liar Liar, he's like the kid's gonna move away and I'll never see you.
And honestly, no one like that one. I mean, the zoo guy kind of was acting like he wanted to like get the penguins, like he was sort of stalking him and staking it out and stuff. But he never really tried to. Yeah. He never tried to steal the penguin. They didn't have to try to and then he gave him away anyway to the zoo guy, and then just had to get him back. Yeah, like you're right. I mean, none of the stakes were ever never that important.
Okay, I don't have to root for anybody because I know exactly what's going to happen. He's not.
Yeah, oh my God, I mean, they could have made that part a little more exciting. I mean, that guy could have been actively trying to get the penguins.
Yeah, they feel like they needed to lean into one of the two directions. Either make him much more aggressive, much more of a part of the issue of having the penguins, and where he's a constant heel in Jim Carrey's character, or have him be so inept at catching the penguins that he just can't figure out how to do it, and he's his own worst enemy. But then that would be the movie about the zookeeper guy versus Mr. Popper's penguins.
I mean, and I guess Popper didn't want the penguins right away. Kind of kept them because the kids saw him and the kids liked him, and then they grew on him. Yeah. So like even early on, you're not sure if he really wanted them or not. I don't know.
Any responsible adult that was gifted a live penguin or 5 would be like, animal control.
I can't do this.
This is totally inappropriate. I have no means.
I mean, I guess that's just part of the silliness of it. Is like, you can't keep penguins in your New York apartment.
No, not at all. That's the.
I mean, they had some cute parts. I mean, I liked it when he slowly was trying to make them more comfortable. Water and ice, and then snow in the house, and then he was like. They were skating and stuff. It's cute.
It is cute. Yeah. It is very cute. It's just like,
but you're right.
New York gets heat waves in the summer of like high 90s and 100s. What good thing this was a winter movie.
Yeah. Well, penguins can live in those environments,
but not Antarctic penguins.
I don't know. I've been to Australia once, and it was very odd because there was penguins. I mean, black and white penguins on the beach.
Yeah,
maybe. And they're like, "Oh yeah, there's penguins in Australia." I'm like, "What? What? I had no idea there was penguins in Australia."
Oh my god,
it's crazy! It's hot out here.
Yeah, what are you guys thinking? Yeah, Australia is weird and backwards.
I know, totally.
No offense, Australia.
Down under. Yes. So you're right. The stakes were not very high. And it was pleasant. I mean, it was pleasant. Jim Carrey, I kept wondering if he was going to get... I've seen it, but I don't think I definitely hadn't seen all the parts because there's some parts that I didn't remember at all. I was waiting for him to be bigger, and he did it a couple little times, and then toward the end, he kind of did it again. He did it, but he really was not...
He was just a normal guy. Like, this is like the most generic person I think we've ever seen him play.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, here's man.
Yeah.
Be man. Be kind of silly.
Yeah. And I mean, and he's been a lawyer and other kind of business guys in some of these other kind of fun movies before. And he kind of was similar in that. I mean, I would even say in Liar Liar and stuff, he was a little sillier.
Yeah.
Bigger, even before he couldn't lie, he still had a little more personality than I felt like he even had here. But I think that was at the point that he was too uptight, and that's why his kids didn't like him as much, and his ex-wife didn't really like him as much.
In this one or in Liar?
No, in this one. Yeah, this one. So I mean, I guess he's supposed to be more straight and only about work and not really all that fun. And then the penguins make him funner.
More fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just trying to understand
this it. This is probably not going to be a very long episode right off the bat. Again, it's two of I think Jim Carrey's not necessarily worst movies, but
it's not.
Two of their just most kind of. Yeah.
It
doesn't help that we're
my
both
kids love this movie, and I could see why. Yeah. I mean, there's penguins that are pooping and farting and the penguins do have I do like that they gave them each a personality, and you can see the personality kind of makes him more than just an animal. You can see why he loves them in the end and why they love him. And I mean, sweet. It's really sweet, and penguins are adorable. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want to hold a penguin and see a penguin walk? And
always dressed for
they're so cute. Event. They're so cute, and Jim Carrey is pleasant and funny, and the kids are cute, and the wife is sweet and pretty, and it's all just.
Yeah.
It's all just wrapped up in a cute little present there, and it's fine. I mean, you're right. It's not. There's no high stakes. There's nothing all that exciting. Not a whole lot happens.
No. It was a summer comedy that came out, and it was just all right, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, maybe a little more Jim-ness would have added a little bit to it. I don't know. I don't know that, or just the plot that I talked about. Maybe changing that a bit.
It's just it's a totally utterly predictable movie where it's just
a lot of his are.
Yeah, true.
I mean, Liar Liar and Fun with Dick and Jane and all those they're all similar-ish. I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I don't know why this
doesn't. It's just we're both just it's it doesn't leave a bad taste in your mouth.
I did not enjoy it.
Yeah, no. I sitting here and watching it. It was just okay, I'm engaged, and
Yeah.
Okay, it's I'm a little slow, but it's like, all right, it's fine.
It wouldn't.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
more
It's
excitement, more
fine.
stakes. I think is what it needed. I think that and a little more gymnast.
A little bit more Jim Carrey.
And
So,
I think that's all it was lacking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I was reading this real quick, and it said that Ben Stiller was slated to play Mr. Popper, and I almost feel like he would have been the better casting choice.
Why?
Just he's bland to me. Ben Stiller has had some pretty incredible roles, but like for this kind of role, like it's like the Along Came Polly movie where he's he's just kind of a normal guy, and I think it would have been better suited to Ben Stiller playing just
because you don't need anybody.
Yeah, you don't need the big crazy
Yeah.
person that Jim Carrey can and it has been in the past, and he had moments of emotional connection, but again, it never really felt connected to these kids, and only the one moment where they're on the ice, him and his ex-wife are on the ice. Carla Gugino is Amanda. Like, that's the most endearing moment, I think, of the entire movie. When they're like on their first date, and it's like, oh, they fell over. It's like, oh, there's that moment of romance,
right?
And it's gone. And it's like, oh, okay.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like he wasn't. I mean, I was trying to show that he wasn't very connected with his kids, but he still kind of was.
Yeah. Like I said earlier.
He had a teenage daughter, so they were playing off of that, of her just being a teenager.
Yeah.
The little boy seemed to adore his dad.
Yeah,
and everything,
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. What can we say?
I think one of the best parts of this movie is the opening with him telling the story of his dad on the boat and about the whale and sailing.
Yeah,
and
that was a
everything.
good part.
Like, that's like the most. Like, if he had carried that kind of sentiment and like attitude throughout the entire movie, I think it would have been a very different kind of feel. But it was just after the credits or after he gets the penguin, it's just like penguin time.
Yeah.
Stupid computer generated and penguins running around. Oh my goodness! But you can't do half the stuff that they did with actual penguins.
No.
Would not be able to do it.
I mean.
Yeah.
This is a boring episode.
This is the worst episode that we've done. No. So Carla Gugino, whatever her name is, she got rave reviews on it.
Did she?
Said they were very proud of her performance, which she was earnest and true in it. Angela Lansbury. She's so creepy. She's like at one or two points I felt very creeped out.
Really?
By her. Yeah.
I didn't get that vibe.
I know. She's like when she's watching them after they've had dinner and stuff. It's like, ooh, she's just been creeping the whole time.
Right. I see that. Yeah.
But she also like knew who he was, but didn't tell him that. It's like
true.
I know who you are. You don't lie to me or whatever.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else?
I like the assistant.
Pippi.
And I thought what they did with her name and the P's was cute and funny.
Mrs. Pippi Pepinopoulos.
And then she just every time she talks, it's all in P's. It was a cute little twist for her. I mean,
I think it added a lot to the movie, just like for. I
couldn't understand what she was saying some of the time because she has a British accent too. I guess it sounds British to me.
But it's a fun running joke and a fun running gag.
It's kind of cute.
I really thought it was funny that his boss in this one, Mr. Franklin, Philip Baker Hall, was the same boss that he had in Bruce Almighty.
Right. Yeah. He fits that role well.
Yeah, he's like that's so funny that he brought him in. I wonder if that was Jim Carrey's idea or if that was somebody else. The casting director was like, let's get him back.
Well, we know that works.
Yeah, we've seen it happen.
Yeah.
I
I liked the boss guys. Yeah. They were, they weren't around much, but that was their scenes with them were, kind of funny too. Even when he was first, like when he had the marble with his name in it, and. Yeah, like he kept calling that one guy old and I can't hear. I mean, there's cute little parts all through it, like it's pleasant. It's very pleasant.
Yeah. Take it or leave it.
I would watch it again. I mean, my kids will probably have it on. Well, they probably want to watch it tonight since we rented it now. So, but yeah, it's it's an easy watch.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah. It was nice to sit for an hour and a half and lay down and not move. As you can see by our time lapse in our first in this episode.
It's cold. We made it cold in here, so we had blankets and
and basically laying down the whole time.
So it feels a little wintry.
Cool. So what's your review of Mr. Popper's Penguins?
I mean, it's a kids movie.
Yeah.
So I have to take that into consideration. It's not really made for us necessarily. Yeah. So I would say for a kids movie for parents who would watch it with them, I mean, I still like it. I think like 8. A good solid 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of bad kid movies.
True. As a kid movie, you're giving it an 8.
And I like kids movies that have real people in it. Like I get bored with animation sometimes. So I think it was good.
Yeah.
I get your point completely.
No, I give it a 5. I'm just like, this is a movie. It was a thing.
It's a kids movie.
Yeah,
it's not supposed to be for you.
Yeah, I know. It served. It made a bunch of money.
Yeah.
For the summer release, and budget $55 million, and it made in box office 187.4. So they almost.
I feel like this is one of the ones we disagree on.
Yeah.
There hasn't been many.
It's just that it's.
I get your point.
Yeah. I'm just bleh about the whole thing. I mean, it was fun. It was cute, but it was just like, meh. It was a movie. That's all it was to me.
Okay.
Like, will I ever watch it again? If it's on TV, I might leave it on, but I'll probably just turn the TV off and go do something else.
Right. I get that.
Yeah. So it had, what was it? It has a rating of 48 on Rotten Tomatoes, 5 out of 10 on average rating.
That's about what you're saying.
Blandly inoffensive and thoroughly predictable.
Well, totally, yeah. It's a kids movie.
Yeah. Here the reception. It could have been worse, but it could have been worse, but it should have been better. Which is
I agree with that.
Yeah, but we've already talked about that.
Yeah.
So
we're probably where everybody else is. Then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is Mr. Popper's Penguins. I think we've talked about it as much as we needed to.
Yes.
So
we're done.
We're done. Super quick episode for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is the Jim Carrey Project. I am Brian Kondrach, and with me as always,
Carrie Grant.
So you guys please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think about this movie. How you would have made Mr. Popper's Penguins a little bit better. What you would have done, and then let's write it and make it, and then do it again. But yeah, don't forget to check us out, our other stuff, and then check us out next time when we talk about The Incredible Burt Wonderstone,
seen that.
I have not either, and I'm pretty sure it got panned by critics. But,
it was terrible. Okay.
I have never seen it, so I'm excited to see. It's another him and Steve Carell movie, so it should be a lot
interesting.
of fun. At least interesting. So, anyway, you guys have a great day and be safe, be good to each other, and see, I don't even have an inspirational quote from Popper's Penguins. Bald eagle over and out.
There you go.
There it is.
That was part of it.
Yeah.